Shit 90 Shows Taught Me.
Shit 90 Shows Taught Me was not filmed before a live studio audience.
Are you ready to slay another day? So are we. Welcome back to Shit 90 Shows Taught Me. I'm Jess Sterling here with my co-host, Sarah Humphrey. Sarah, how are you?
Jess, really happy to be here. We are dancing on a grave today. So sad. Too bad, so sad.
Oh my God. Well, we're not alone. Spuffy's number one fan, friend of the podcast, Tom Palmer is here. Tom, how are you?
I'm okay, but I think I've suddenly gone blind, and even though the person I was just talking to just said something about how I can't see anything, I'm not going to figure out that had anything to do with me suddenly come blind until the entire episode later.
It doesn't correlate, you know, like 1 + 1 does not equal 2, Tom. Like it has nothing to do with one another at all.
Never. Even though you know it's a spell. Even though you know it's a spell.
Yeah. This is a couple of fun episodes, I believe, I think, kind of.
Yeah. We're covering Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 4, Episode 9, Something Blue, as well as Angel, Season 1, Episode 9, Heroes. And I don't want to talk about that one yet until we get to that point in the podcast because I'm very upset. So we'll start off with Buffy, just in case. You never know. Someone maybe isn't spoiled. So we're going to start out with Buffy. This episode was unhinged in like all the best ways. Every way, all the ways. Absolutely incredible. First, Tom, of course, we have to ask you because we couldn't remember. Tom, what is your system for picking an episode of Buffy to guest on? Why did you choose this episode? I don't think this was a roll of the die.
No, this was an episode I really like of Buffy. This is
otherwise the dice are really in your favor if you got lucky with this one.
I have Buffy rankings, and of all the episodes of Buffy you guys have seen so far, this is the one I have ranked the highest of the ones you've seen so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, I love this episode. There's one other episode I've rewatched more, but other than that, this is like the episode whenever I want to laugh, I go. Sometimes I skip to like the midpoint of the episode to a certain thing happening in the middle of the episode, and I just watch the back half of the episode after.
Yeah, that's fair. It really does get spicy once the spells start flying off.
But yeah, basically, once Buffy and Spike get engaged, that's the funniest I think the show ever gets, in my opinion. And other than that, I also Season 4 you guys talked about. I think it's it's definitely the most underrated season. I'm not sure. My rankings kind of changed, but it's up there. It's in contention for my favorite season.
I gotta say, like, I started rewatching Season 4 as of like a day or two ago because, long story short, there's like, I would say like our sister podcast.
Yeah, we're related some way.
Yeah, Whirlwind, but also on Whirlwind, they did this podcast. It was Lindy and my husband, Adam, and
we're at least related by marriage.
Todd. Yeah, at the very least, yeah. So they did this podcast. It was like 10 of their favorite characters,
TV characters
of all time.
Hold on, I'm gonna find the formal name in case people do want to find it. New Mythic Quest ending plus Adam, Lindy, and Todd's top 10 TV characters. If you want to go find it, listen.
And essentially the mechanics were they ranked their favorite characters, TV characters of all time, and whatever is the highest rated. So they went 10 to 1. Whatever's the highest rated character of a show that the other person has not seen the majority of is they have to watch the entire series. And long story short, I know it's confusing, but no,
I understand the gist. So like if Lindy had Chandler Bing as her number one character and Adam is watching all of Friends, if he hasn't
already seen Friends. So like, for example, like long story short, Lindy's top character or top couple characters was from Buffy, and Adam hasn't seen Buffy. So and you know, I've talked about it on this podcast and others that like Adam loves a bet, and I do love a bet too. Like this is like a frequent thing in our house. So he got himself in a bet. And the negotiations, like there's some lawyerly negotiations, and long story short, Adam is watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer from season 4 onward.
That is a very strange way to watch Buffy.
That is what he's doing. Now he claims that he has seen most of season 1 and 2.
I don't think so.
And I doubled down on this earlier when we were on a walk. And I said, my darling, my love, the love of my life, you have not seen the majority of season 1 and 2. And in my recollection, the last episode that he has seen was the one that he guested on this
That was
podcast.
in season 1.
I
That
know.
was the pack.
I have the receipts.
I know. I'm pretty confident that was the last time that he has watched a Buffy episode. Now,
That was season 1, episode 6, because that was the one podcast I missed, and it was the pack, and Tom was also there.
I know. I know. In
Mhm.
my recollection, that's the last episode that he has seen. But he claims that he has seen most of season 1. and
Give him
season
a quiz on season 2. Give him one.
This is the funny thing, because I was like, okay, so yada yada. We're now up to the Halloween episode of season 4. Where
Okay.
all this is to say is that me watching season 4 back just for fun, I'm having a grand old time. I like the season more than I liked it the first watch. I'm having a great time because I don't have to podcast about it. I don't have to think about it. I think it's great. I'm having a great time watching season 4, and I guess we're up to episode 4. And I am like asking, like I had to explain a lot. Like I had to explain the whole Buffy fucked the soul out of Angel. I had to explain, like I said, I like had to explain Anya and the Xander of it all. I had to explain like who Spike was.
I love that Sarah is the one responsible for giving the Buffy lore. This just feels like cosmic punishment for her.
So then I
She's
was
like, Giles is so boring, I fall asleep, and now she has to have Giles's
so
job.
like I pointed to Spike, and of course Spike like came in season 2. I said, "Who's that?" He said, "I don't know." I said, "That's
Yeah,
Spike."
he has not seen the majority of season 2.
And then I was talking about Drew, and then he was like, "Don't know who that is." And then he was like, "Actually, no, I do know who that is. That was the ugly one."
The ugly one.
He says
How
that was
rude.
that was the ugly one. So I've had to explain a lot about
Yeah, because he hasn't seen season 2, so you're having to explain season 2.
yeah,
and
and
3.
I had to explain like where
How did he skip over 3? Like, if he says, I watched the majority of seasons 1 and 2, now he skips to 4 to watch the rest of Buffy?
You'll have to listen to the podcast about how
These
the
negotiations happened on the
live
podcast.
on the podcast.
They do happen on the podcast.
Yeah, so
and I will
incredible.
say the show Lindy is watching is much shorter than the amount of Buffy that Adam has agreed to watch.
I told my darling husband, I said, my love, you got the raw end of this deal. Like you really fucked up this negotiation.
Does he have to watch on 1X?
Well,
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
I'm just
I
asking.
don't know.
Listen.
I don't know
I'm just
how to
asking.
watch on the TV. I don't know how to watch.
Well, you probably can't on the TV.
I will say Lindy almost had to watch a show that was 9 seasons.
oh yeah.
Absolutely not.
Although when that was the show she had to watch, because they did the list in like reverse order, and she was like, okay, now I have to watch this show. Now I have to
Right
watch
when they get
this
to like
show.
number 3, number 2, yeah.
And when they got to that show, Lindy was like, I'm not watching that show.
Oh my god, it's Suits. I know it's Suits. I haven't listened to the podcast yet, and I don't want to be spoiled, but
Maybe.
I feel like Suits has 9 seasons. Anyway,
Now, and then like all this to say also is that Jess and I can never do this. We can never do this.
no, because you'd have to watch all of Succession, which you wouldn't.
I refuse. I absolutely refuse. I would
Even
rather
though
die.
Emmy winning
I don't-
Succession, best show of all time Succession, that literally has like 39 episodes.
Ugh.
So it's not even a huge undertaking.
I don't even know, because this is the other thing. I do not know if there is a show that is on my top characters that you have not watched. So
Well, your top
and this is a working thing, but I don't know. Like I'm not done yet, but I don't think that there is a character.
I've seen
of
a
the show.
lot of television.
Yeah,
That's the tough thing.
I honestly because I was like having a really hard time with this. If this was like, who are my top favorite pop stars or like music things, I think like I could whip that up in a second. But this was hard for me. So maybe I don't even like TV. But I did like this episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, season 4, episode 9, Something Blue, Wedding Goddess. So I guess we should get into it.
Okay, great. Go listen to that Whirlwind podcast. It's in my queue, literally up next, and I cannot wait to listen to these lists. And yes, Sarah, like there'd be like multiple Succession characters on my list, I think. So, anyway,
Barf time.
okay, Something
that would be
Blue.
my horror story.
We got to start with Willow because all of this is caused by Willow.
Mhm.
She, as I understand it, Tom, is like routinely going to Oz's dorm to like sit and smell his things and be sad.
Mhm.
And yeah. And so she is devastated when she goes back to the dorm room and everything is gone. So he's like settling down somewhere else without her. She goes to, was this the brass or was this somewhere else? Bronze, not
bronze.
brass, bronze.
Other type of dragon.
It's a different type of metal. And she is like rocking out to some Blink 182. So literally no one can fault her because who doesn't dance to Blink 182?
Yeah, this was at middle school dances. This was the song that got me dancing. Or this, not necessarily this song, but Blink 182. I would like, there would be all this music, and I'd just be kind of standing in the back or going to go get like the pizza, and then Blink 182 would come on, and I would run in and start jumping around. So good times for that.
It was a good song. It was all the small things, right?
Yeah.
Like being a like 90s kid, early 2000s, like, you know, this is like such an era. And also so much of our like media had this song back in the day too. I'm thinking like American Pie, like everything that was kind of in that era had that song. So it's like very nostalgic for that reason.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I really
2000s
appreciate.
pop punk is like, I love 2000s pop punk. Like if
Yeah.
I'm in the car and I really want to jam out to something, I'm probably putting on 2000s pop punk.
Did I ever tell you guys about the time where at a middle school dance, maybe it was high school, a bunch of girls were bawling their eyes out because they realized that Good Charlotte would never like play at their dances. Literally, that
wrong with
is
people?
why
What?
they loved Good Charlotte like so much. They were like the Good Charlotte girls, and they were bawling their eyes out in the middle of a dance because they would never meet Good Charlotte. And thankfully, I was a part of that crew.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
I guess
embarrassing, but not that embarrassing.
that is heartbreaking. Oh, I'm never
All
going to
the
meet
things
Blink
to cry
182 or Good Charlotte.
Good Charlotte.
No.
Yeah.
Like Good Charlotte. Yeah.
Jess,
so-
what was your reaction to Willow being sad about a breakup 3 episodes after it happened?
This was a long-term relationship. So as is it Charlotte or Carrie on Sex and the City says, it's half the amount of time of the relationship that you're allowed to grieve it. She's well within her grieving period. Totally fine for her to be sad. Totally fine for her to drink. I know she's not 21, but like, you're in college, girly. Like, live it up. I didn't like all the judgment that was being thrown her way when these are college students, besides Xander, who's not in college at all. Like, people get drunk. Like, it's okay. Like, maybe dropping a beer bottle isn't the best thing ever, but she's drinking her sorrows away. Like, I feel like it's a little understandable. Good on Buffy for taking her home, but I feel like there was a little bit of judgment thrown her way that I didn't appreciate.
Mm,
Just saying.
mm.
Justin, did you learn nothing from the caveman episode? When you drink beer, you turn into
I hated that episode so much. And even thinking about it makes me mad. And I found it very interesting, Sarah. We're getting another pattern here with Willow where it's like, I feel XYZ. I feel bad. I feel hurt. I feel sad. I don't want to deal with these feelings that I'm having. So I'm going to cast a spell. Like, we've seen her do this so many times now, like with Xander and her feelings for him, with Oz and Veruca. Like,
Mhm.
this is a pattern that I'm not really liking where she is. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Like, there are times where I feel things and I wish I didn't feel them. Like, I wish I could just like numb the pain in a way. And that it just feels like I don't have access to magic. Just,
Thank goodness.
you
Thank
know?
goodness. Oh my gosh. Because if
know.
you were led, I think you could be led by anger, and like hopefully you would have all of your capacities to not use
Yeah.
that emotion. Like
Literally every person in my neighborhood that has sprayed pesticides on their lawn would have like 6 warts or something right now.
what? Okay.
Yeah.
Um
I know.
I mean, that's so specific. Like
Yeah, because I get mad. I was ranting about this earlier too. Like, don't spray pesticides are terrible for the environment.
Right,
They're
right.
bad for animals and children, and lots of
Yeah.
people walk around my suburban neighborhood. I don't care if your grass is bright green. Okay, everyone, calm down. The grass will be fine.
I feel like your neighbors would be probably the target of a lot of your
Yeah,
yeah.
they would.
A lot of people that do you wrong. So like I'm glad that you don't. Tom, like do you think that you would be led by your emotions and cast some spells?
Possibly. I don't think I go anger. The sadness and like make that go away. It's relatable. And you can kind of be like, oh, is that sort of a metaphor for either drugs or antidepressants, depending on sort of how you see it. It's definitely, but I think not in a healthy way. I think this is one of those famous cases where Willow, you need to go maybe talk to someone, therapist.
Well, and it's worse because it's like she doesn't appreciate that people are like showing concern for like, hey, maybe now is not the time to like be casting spells. And she even gets upset with Buffy because Buffy has to like she's venting to Buffy about everything going on with all of Oz's stuff being gone, and Buffy has to leave to go take care of the Spike issue that, Willow inadvertently causes. But Willow casts a spell, and it's basically a will spell. So like she is able to will anything to happen, which is kind of funny considering her name is Willow. And the first thing that she does is accidentally blinds.
Not the first thing she does.
Has blurry vision.
Well, before that, I believe there's something else she did.
Well, no, that's after. So
was it after? Oh, good.
Yeah, Giles can't see because he comes to see her and she says, "You don't see anything," and boom, he gets blurry vision. The second thing that we're gonna have to spend.
And he doesn't put two together. That's something I noticed. I was like, Giles, the witch who told you that she cast a spell just said you don't see anything. And immediately you started to not be able to see anything. And you didn't figure it out until Xander pointed it out. Giles.
No, it's a rough episode for Giles, I think. And then... And this is why I thought you picked this episode, Tom. Truly, honestly, 100%. This is why I thought you picked this episode. All praise, Rat Amy has returned. This tiny little moment in this episode was my favorite thing, where basically Willow and Buffy are talking, and Willow is all down on herself because she's like, I'm not even a good witch. Rat Amy was so great. And she'd be human Amy again. And then human Amy is naked and sitting on Willow's bed. And then she goes, oh, no, am I kidding? She'd be Rat Amy. And then back to Rat Amy. Mm-hmm. Sarah, were you as overjoyed as I was?
Yeah, it was a really funny bit, especially because you and I have been on Rat Amy watch for a while now.
Seriously.
I have said multiple times, like, Willow will be a good witch once she can change Rat Amy back to a human. The weird thing,
and she can do it now.
She can do it. I'm a little confused because she cast a spell so that she can will things in existence, and now she can just like say it. But did Giles reverse it at some point so she can no longer has
she ended it
powers?
Willow ended it. When she went later on, when she says no to the deal with the demon, she returns and then says the like little rhyme that like ends the spell.
Right. Now, okay, so I mean that's good because like she had like essentially all the power in the world, but
this spell is not very specific because she was like she did the equivalent of, well, why don't you marry him about Buffy and Spike, and then suddenly they were going to get married. Like she didn't even say definitively like these two will get married, you know?
Yeah, it was a very sensitive spell. It was like, like you had to really be careful about what you said, which is essentially like the problem. And a lot of the things that she did was it was like very inadvertent. I mean, all of it was like, first she, of course, you said like she accidentally blinded or partially blinded Giles. So he spends the entire episode like rubbing his eyes, being like, I can't see.
And having to listen to Spike and Buffy make out,
Well,
which is
that
the
I liked.
most torturous thing. At least he didn't have to watch it, but he had to hear it.
That I liked. That I liked. But yeah, so there was that. There was like the rat Amy. There was like calling Xander a demon magnet.
Yeah.
So I wish that she used this for like a greater purpose, or realized that she was doing it and actually, you know, made a difference. And also, it just feels so powerful. Like if you
Yeah.
knew that that spell can give you more power, and now with that knowledge, I feel like you can abuse that like entirely. Like I think that, especially because she can reverse it, not that she would want to, it's like it's too OP, right? Because it sounds like
yeah.
she can do absolutely anything in the world, and now she has the knowledge that there's this one spell that can give her this power. So I feel like it's just like it's almost like that ring that Spike and Angel had. Like it's too
Amara,
OP.
yeah.
It's too
Yeah.
OP. And like I don't know how like we can have this spell known in existence and not use it again in this future.
Yeah, it's almost like it's probably never ever going to show up again. And
I mean, it goes two ways, like, right? Like, one, like, it could be like the ring and we'll never be able to see the ring again, or it's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I can't say like all the other shows that Jess and I have covered that we won't see something again, because they're really, really good at showing us stuff and like making references to it after the fact. So I can see it probably going both ways, but also going back to what Jess said, Willow is absolutely going to abuse her powers, and she does not seem like she is responsible enough to wield such power and not fuck a whole bunch of shit up.
Yeah, that's the problem with this, right? Is like, Tom, she is a fairly novice spellcaster at this point. Like, she doesn't have a ton of experience. She's learning, but the fact that she tends to turn to spellcasting when she's in a dire situation and she's in like a very emotionally fraught situation is not great, because she doesn't have a clear head. She doesn't have a clear mind, and things are bound to get messed up. And this is a great example of that.
Yeah, I exactly. And I think the reason the spell probably won't come back up is it's one of those things where it's very powerful, but like unwieldy. Like you don't have control. I think even when Willow's emotions are balanced, she wouldn't have control, and it's too dangerous to use again. I also wanted to circle back to Amy the Rat. Do you two want to make a prediction? Number of episodes before we see Amy turn human again. Will it happen at all?
Yes, it will happen.
And number of episodes.
I think it'll happen in 6 episodes.
So Jess is going with 6. Sarah, do you want to
what do you think,
put
Sarah?
a number on the board?
She will become a human again in the very last episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
So I'm guessing season 4, episode 15. Sarah is guessing season 7, episode 22.
Or if Willow's not there for the entire series, I don't fucking know. The last episode.
Willow can't leave the show.
I don't know, Jessica. I don't know.
You can't will this because you willed Cordy to leave, and now you're trying to will Willow to leave.
That's like saying
you must have her powers.
Okay, how many shows like has the main character of a show? Okay, that's like saying Michael Scott will never leave The Office. Michael Scott fucking left The Office. He said, bye, I have to go hang out with Holly over in whatever the fuck place it is. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, Superstore. America Ferrera can't leave the show. She's the star of the show. She's the manager of the Superstore. That bitch left for 10 episodes before she came back in the last 3 episodes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For Buffy, the show is called Buffy.
Yeah, it's not called Willow the Shitty Witch Slayer.
Anyway,
Sex as the witch. Remember last week where I was like, "Hey, Spike, if he was a vampire and was getting a vampire report card, C-." Willow kind of sucking as a witch. She said
to be fair, the spell went through. She just didn't realize it did.
I know.
And she is very powerful. I like that is the one thing, because you've been saying, "Oh, Willow can't do anything." She isn't in complete control, but she does have power because she does do a lot of stuff in this episode.
Yeah, can I start reading through this list of things that she made happen this episode?
Yeah,
crazy.
Sure.
So Giles can't see. Rat Amy, human Amy, rat Amy. When she says, "Oh, you'll just find him in 2 seconds," Spike is just standing outside for Buffy to find.
Teleportation,
Yeah, then the Buffy and Spike marriage.
I love it. This is my favorite bit, but go on and we can circle back.
Xander is a demon magnet.
Mhm.
And I think that's everything, because then after that is when she meets the Dehofrin, the demon. But yes, we have to talk about the Spike and Buffy of it all, because even pre-marriage proposal, even pre-spell situation, they have Spike chained up in Giles's tub, which feels like a terrible idea because he has to shower.
Yeah. And one thing tied to Willow, but also Spike, the one person before Willow started drinking and being very obvious, the one person who noticed that Willow was still crashing out was Spike. He was like, everyone else was like,
he knows heartbreak.
Everyone else was like, "Oh, Willow's getting over it. She's fine. She's really handling it well." And Spike was like, "What are you two talking about? She's clearly like barely hanging on by a thread."
Spike understands the human condition, even though he's not human. He just understands it. I think he understands Willow too. And he recognizes that she's like sad. And he's also sad because he's been tied up in Giles's freaking bathtub, which can't be comfortable. And they're feeding him pig's blood out of a Kiss the Librarian mug.
That's an iconic
thing. Yeah, it's the cheesiest thing. And I feel like it just makes Spike hate it even more. And then the vibes between Spike and Buffy when she's like, "Oh, look at my poor neck, all poor and tender and exposed." Bitch, I felt heat. Okay? Saying.
She's talking about her blood pumping, and the way she says pumping.
We all know what kind of pumping she's talking about.
All right, everyone needs to get the video podcast, because just did a hand gesture.
I kind of regret doing that. I'm not gonna lie.
Jessica,
I'll blur it out for the video. I'll blur it out.
Are you able to do that?
Oh, I definitely can blur it.
Oh,
please.
who knew? Okay,
I will. I'm gonna mark down the time code right now.
We're gonna.
I'll blur it, but you know what I was doing.
Oh my god, you sicko. Yeah, I did love their chemistry. It was a lot of fun. I think that the two of them together on screen is fire. I think that the intimacy and the heat was there. Somebody really learned from their intimacy coach. Cough, cough, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Good for you. No, it was hot. I mean, it was hot. I really liked the fact that like Buffy's hair was crimpy again. Can
I ask, what are you a fan of this hair, Sarah? Because it was crimpy all episode.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Like, I think it's like fun when like she like isn't herself. Her hair is
it's like a beachy wave.
Yeah, but it was like from the caveman episode. It's kind of like her tell. It's like, "Oh, Buffy, your hair.
Something's wrong with her.
Something's wrong with you, Buffy.
Something's off with you, Buffy. Yeah. Your hair is looking real.
Your hair is super crimpy. You got out of the crimper,
and I bet the crimpier the hair, the more off she is too. Yeah, this was like a slight beachy wave, so she only just wanted to marry Spike rather than like a full caveman. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it was really fun. It was a really fun bit. I liked it a lot. I thought that their chemistry on it was a lot of fun, and it was obviously a lot more fun to watch than like Buffy and Angel, honestly, if we're doing comparisons.
No comparison. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was 20 times better. And this was pre-spell is the thing. And Giles is like over it. He's like, I can't with this anymore. I'm out of here. Willow agrees. I'm going to go get the supplies for a truth spell. We'll get this information out of Spike tomorrow.
He's basically like Buffy's interrogating Spike, and Spike is not participating very well.
Yeah, they want info on the special agents, aka Riley, aka JT the TA. So, which Buffy doesn't know that it's him. And yeah, so then when with Giles being visually impaired, he drops the key to the cuffs. Spike gets it and Spike escapes. So Buffy leaves to go recapture him. Willow is not pleased about this, but girl doesn't even know it's her own damn fault. And all of this happens, and then oh my god, the proposal. So Willow is complaining to Xander like, Buffy just left, she's not even listening to me, she's really upset. And I thought like Xander did a decent job at trying to be like, yeah, but like Spike needs to be captured. Like, you know that. Like, you know, she can't just ignore that because you're going through a thing. Like, she has to do what she has to do. This is her job, blah, blah, blah. And Willow says a phrase about like Buffy and Spike getting married. And Giles walks out, and I couldn't with Spike on his freaking knee. Was so funny to me. And honestly, Tom, what made it 10 times funnier was the fact that it was a skull ring.
Yeah, it's the perfect engagement ring. Yeah, so Spuffy had been a thing in the fan community already.
We called it, Sarah. We knew.
Back from season 2, like the moment Spike showed up, and whenever he's fighting Buffy, there's kind of this flirtatious banter between them. So there have been Spuffy fans. When Spike joins the main cast, the Spuffy fans start to grow quite a bit, and the Bangel fans, who are sort of running all the fan sites, they get angry about this. They start kicking the Spuffy fans out.
Wait, this is so funny.
Big T.
The Spuffy fans have to start their own fan sites. They're warring.
Okay, so Bangels versus Spuffies.
Yeah, they call the Spuffies the Spuglies because you're ugly Spuffy fans.
Stop it. Okay, Tom, which side were you on? Were you Team Bangel or Team Spuffy? I feel like you're Team Spuffy. You kind of live in enemies to lovers, don't you?
I wasn't. I watched Angel first and then came back. So I came back a little bit after. So like as I'm watching, there's more of the show has happened when I'm coming, and so I won't get into it too much. The lines change a bit as the series progresses. There are other relationships that complicate things. But yeah, the Bangels versus the Spuffies.
That's incredible. The Spuglies. I can't. I really can't.
That's so funny. Jess, you're so spugly.
I love it. That's hilarious. Yeah. I love that. And Giles is like, can't even handle any of this. Like having Giles in the room with them made things 20 billion times funnier because he is just like so over it. They're like kissing. They're so schmoopy. It is disgusting.
But Jess, Buffy goes to Giles to ask him to give her away.
That was so
sweet. It was so adorable, Sarah, even though, and I love that he felt that reaction for a split second before being like, this is ridiculous.
Well, I think that he was agreeable. He was like, yes. He's like, I am your father figure. I will do that. I loved when there was like a part where Spike was being nice to Giles and he was like, well, after all, you're going to be my father-in-law. It was just so much fun. And I think that Buffy, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and James Marsters. There's James Marsden.
There's a Marsden. Yeah. I've been there, Sarah. I've made that mistake before.
Okay. Marsters.
Yeah.
Marsters. Okay. Well, they acted this wonderfully. And I think like this is the thing about this season is that like I think that everybody has like stepped up a notch. And I think it's because like with their acting abilities. And I think it's because like obviously they're, in the groove more. I think that like being a little bit older allows them to like kind of be like take things for, I'm sure the writers are now writing for the actors and less so the actors writing, the writers writing for the character. So I think like everybody's kind of like in their groove, and I really loved how Sarah Michelle Gellar and James Marsters, like their performance and throughout this, because it worked. And I like, this is like the problem with like kind of being a little sympathetic, empathetic. Like I felt so bad for Spike being locked up throughout the entire episode. Even at the end, they were like not giving my boy a cookie, and I was like, give him a cookie, like be nice to him. I just think that like him being down and out Spike is like the best Spike, and him being able to be funny is him at his best. And I think that that's where we want to go with Spike, right? Like that's why we want him to be the comic relief. We want him because Cordelia was the one that pulled a lot of the weight, and in terms of like being like overtly funny. And I think that Spike is going to take on that role, which I really like. I think that we need those comedic beats. I think like Anya's funny, but like in a totally different way, like so dry.
Yeah.
And also Xander's funny, but also in a very different way. Xander's comedy is wet as fuck, right? Like he is.
I did not like that sentence at all.
I liked it.
For the record,
Yeah.
for the record, I hated
But you know
that
what I'm
sentence.
saying? Like if Anya has dry humor, like Xander's the opposite. He's like slapsticky. So
Yeah.
Spike gets this like commentary comedy, which is what Cordelia had, which is really good. This is like what we want to see. So 2 thumbs up from me.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I remember I listened to an interview once with James Marsters about how when he got promoted, he was told he was filling in the Cordelia role. And I remember being surprised because I was like, you're filling the Cordelia role? I thought you were filling the Angel role because Angel just left in the vampire. And like, but then he explains it and he's like, yeah, I'm there to be the person who's like, Buffy, you're an idiot. You're doing everything. You're doing everything wrong.
Genius. I am an absolute genius. I nailed that shit. Look at me. I am a Buffy the Vampire podcaster. Who knew?
Yeah. And I agree.
Buffy the Vampire podcaster, not Buffy the Vampire Slayer podcaster. Only when Buffy is a vampire.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I don't even know what the show we're watching or covering is called, but I am doing it.
Yeah.
No, but you're right with the comedy chops. Like everyone was firing on every cylinder they had this episode. I can't think of a combination of characters beyond maybe one, which we will talk about, that like wasn't working for me. You know what I mean? Like the Xander and Anya scenes were really funny when they're like about to make out and in-bust a bunch of demons, and they have to like, duh, you have to drown that demon. Like it's this such and such a demon. Like
you like that Anya tastes like fruit roll-ups.
No, it wasn't. I thought it was.
They were just having fruit roll-ups.
Yeah,
no,
they were just.
Xander and Anya both taste like fruit roll-ups.
No, because they just ate a bunch of them, because later when Xander puts his hand right in front of Giles's face, he's like, your hand smells like fruit roll-up. Which, why does Giles know what a fruit roll-up is?
Okay. Also, am I the only one that is like fruit by the foot was always better than
you are the only person. Yeah, you're the only person.
No, that's not true. That can't be
that's
true.
a bad opinion. That's a very bad opinion.
Fruit roll-ups kind of blow, Tom.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I know the difference here.
What?
Okay.
We're stopping down, folks. Okay. A fruit roll up. I will pull up an image for you.
Do you know what a gusher is?
Yes, I know what a gusher is.
All right. At least we're
okay. So I'm pulling up an image here so you could see the different packaging, because maybe that will help you out a little bit. So
But is better. I'm not gonna lie.
So fruit roll-ups, they came and they were
terrible t-shirt.
rolled up and they were on like a plasticky sheet. Sometimes they had punch out characters. Sometimes they had these tattoo things.
Fruit by the foot.
I would
by
call
the foot.
yeah, fruit roll-up, fruit leather adjacent, and then I mean, so is, but also, fruit roll-ups is nasty, Jessica. In comparison, you little devil.
No.
Mhm.
I can't. Listeners, sound off. We want to know. Sarah, should we do one of our polls? Do you want to do a poll on social media and see what people say?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, great.
They're gonna be like, Sarah, why are you posting about fruit by the foot and not the 600 fucking graphics that you have to post?
It's like so
One
so
thing I do want to say, just because we're talking about like the acting and like the caliber. So there are a lot of people who are like, Buffy's the best in high school. Season 3, season 2 are their favorite seasons. I'm much more on the later seasons. 4 through 6 are the 3 that are in contention for my top spot. And I do think it's because the cast at this point is the ideal cast. I think Spike and Anya, with all due respect to Charisma Carpenter and Cordelia, are an upgrade over the Angel Cordelia.
Okay, whoa. I have to take a second with that information, Tom, because that kind of hurt my heart. I don't give a shit about Angel. He can go spin off all he wants.
Well, Angel's bringing Cordelia down in that equation.
Okay, thank God.
Like, Spike plus Anya is more than Cordelia plus Angel.
I wonder if Anya, the actress, somebody said it, and I still don't know what her name is, which is so disrespectful.
Emma Caulfield.
Emma Caulfield.
I think that I wonder if she knows how beloved she is. Like,
She has to.
Was she appreciated back then? I don't know.
Yes.
Buffy fans are rabid. There is she has to, and Tom can correct me if I'm wrong. She gets recognized the most for being Anya. I can almost guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if she's been like in like a lot of other huge things, but I think the Buffy fans are rabid. Like, I just don't see them not approaching her and being like, Anya's my favorite.
They're definitely, it's definitely a thing. I would say probably Allison Hannigan is probably the one who's kind of broken away most.
How I Met Your Mother.
Not break away, like distancing herself, like she doesn't like it, but just she's had other roles that are like she's more. I think How I Met Your Mother and American Pie
really
kind of stuck to her more.
Oh yeah, one time at band camp,
Sarah Michelle Gellar, I think, is always going to be Buffy. She's had other parts, but it's always going to be Buffy. Is like the first thing fans know her, and she maybe has tried to distance herself from it at times in the past.
I mean, obviously, there's potential reboot.
Obviously, her coming back for that was a surprise because that was not always her opinion. James Marsters, who plays Spike, still does like fan signings and things for it.
Does he go? Wait, did I tell you guys? This is so stupid. I need to stop telling. I had this dream that I went to like a convention and like stood online for like a bunch of the characters that we've covered on.
That's incredible.
To get interviews, to get signatures, which by the way, I would never do because I honestly think that autographs are like the weirdest thing in the world. Mm-hmm. I just don't get it. But
they are pretty weird, yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Anyway.
So Spike and Buffy.
Yeah,
they're engaged.
Yeah.
Buffy is going to go leave to get stuff for a reversal spell to fix the Willow spell. And she bumps into Riley. So we have to talk about the Riley and Buffy stuff because earlier in the episode, pre-spell, they're like kind of flirting. He's terrible at it. He says talking to her is like taking an oral exam, which no one made a joke about oral, which seriously huge missed opportunity. And then he's like gonna take her on a picnic. And then he tells her like, oh, I love driving. He's like the most boring white toast white man I've ever met. Like, I love driving with the windows down. Who gives a shit, Riley?
Why are you being so mean to him?
This is so boring. Sarah, because you know what it is?
Boring?
Yes. And you want to know why? I got a taste of the Spuffy, okay? I got a taste of the Spuffy Kool-Aid, and now I'm like, who the fuck cares about Riley? He's so boring when you compare him to Spike.
I do think I like him. Like, I do think I do.
Really?
Yeah, because
But you said Oz was boring, and you don't think this guy's boring?
No, I don't think he's boring. Like, I kind of find him cute. Like, I think he's a cutie. Like, and I also,
I mean, I like that he likes cheese.
I like that he likes cheese, I guess.
No, you
But
hate cheese. Don't lie to the
I
listeners.
think that no, I don't like cheese. That's right. I don't like cheese. I don't.
I'm just making Sarah admit so many things on these podcasts lately. Although you admitting you weren't a dog person was all of your own volition. I did not make you do that.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't want to think about cheese anymore, but what was I going to say?
You love Riley.
Oh, no, I don't love Riley. Like, let's be real here. I just think
then
I like him, and I don't think that he's boring because we know something about him and his profession and who he really is. And Buffy and the other characters don't, and that makes him interesting to me because I still don't know what his motivation is. I still don't know if what this entity is like good or bad. I know that they're torturing and doing experiments on them. That's bad, but does he
Neutering,
right?
Does he think
Shipping
that he's
them.
doing a bad thing? And it's like even more so like I mean, these are demons that are killing people.
Buffy kills them
In a way, like neutering them, like at least gives them a chance to like live.
But they're miserable because it's okay. I would argue
you're not killing them.
Sure, but you're giving them a miserable existence, right? Because like Angel has a soul, so he doesn't like to feed. But people like Spike don't have a soul. They get joy from torturing people.
Or is it something like, I don't like to exercise, but eventually, if you do it enough, you can tolerate it. You think that we're going to have the next 5 seasons with Spike bitching and moaning that he can't do real blood?
Oh, no.
Like, I think that he's going to get over it.
He's going to get his chip removed.
No.
Where did they put it? In his brain? Where'd they put the chip?
It's in his brain.
It's in his.
This is not Severance. We're not gonna go in with that lady
get it
in
out?
the basement to do the brain surgery. Like,
but this also means him and Buffy can be together, which is great.
I think that this is a mechanic to let Spike be part of the group, indefinitely. The ring did not work out. You know, I thought the ring was gonna stay.
Right, and he could he's essentially Angel. From earlier on, where he isn't going to attack them because he literally cannot, but he wants to, but he can't. So he's going to stay around because it's not like he could just kill them.
It's like, he hates it. He's not going to like it. Just like how I hate doing shit that I don't want to do. But eventually I'm going to hopefully get used to it or at least tolerate it. I went for a 2-hour walk today. I wanted to kill myself, but I did it.
Yeah. The chip the chip does provide the reason why Spike is hanging around, and most importantly, like, why doesn't Buffy just kill Spike?
Exactly.
Well, that was Adam's main take watching the first couple of episodes, because there's so many times where they like hang out and like she kind of has the opportunity, but then she's like, bye, have a good day on Halloween, like, you know what I mean, like like they're like the ring episode, she takes the ring off of him and then just like lets him hop into the manhole and is like, bye, see you next time. Like, what? You know what I mean?
He did have that back in season 2. He helped Buffy save the world by stopping Angel. Like he fought there.
I told Adam that because I had to remind him, even though he watched most of season 2. That's what happened.
He didn't.
Yeah. And so Spike is like evil, but they've kind of got a relationship. And so Buffy's like, I'm going to stop you whenever you do evil things. But there's like, I think she's like, but
he's charming. He's charming. And furthermore, proof that Riley is boring. And look at all of the evidence that we just spent all this time talking about Spike instead of him.
I'm not comparing. I'm not saying that Spike is less interesting than Riley. I'm just saying that I don't think that Riley is boring because he's not just a basic white guy. He is a
He's a cop, basically.
We can't get into ACAB right now, please. He's doing the best he can.
It's always time for ACAB.
No. He's doing the best that he can. Honestly, like there's probably a lot of good that he does do.
Sure. Yep.
You know, so I think that he's interesting because like I don't really know like what exactly he's doing, and he likes her, and I think that she needs, at least for a little bit, a normal-ish guy.
But he's not a normal guy because he's also a secret agent who's kidnapping vampires and neutering them.
Yeah, but she's not a normal girl.
But you just said she needed a normal guy.
Yeah, we do have to go to the Buffy Willow conversations because remember, Buffy's just come back from this really intense 10-minute conversation with Angel where nothing happened, but it was really intense.
Yeah,
and she's like
ridiculous.
And she's like, "What do I want in a guy? Do I want someone who's like exciting and dangerous and is gonna like hurt me, but it's gonna be passionate possibly, or do I want this nice guy who's kind of boring but he's nice and he cares about me?" And so, I obviously
boring guys are the guys that you should be with.
But boring guys are the guys you should marry. Okay. Buffy is in college. Buffy should be in her heyday. Okay, she should be partying it up, not tying herself down to the top.
Okay, then like why didn't she like the Parker thing work out?
I can't talk about I have reached my quota on how many times I will discuss Parker. I'm over it. We're done.
But that's not what she's looking for, clearly. It'll be because if that was what she was looking for, then she wouldn't have been all down and out about Parker for 30 episodes.
I also feel like it's wild to me that like, because while Buffy is under the spell, right, she like stops and is looking at wedding dresses because her and Spike are planning their nuptials, which she wants to have out in the daylight, which is crazy.
We need to talk about that too. Like that is the most inconsiderate thing. Like Spike is a horrible, evil demon. She shouldn't be marrying him. But if they're gonna get married, how you can't have it in the daytime outside? Buffy, that's like the one thing you can't do.
She said that they can do it in direct light, which I thought was a little considerate.
No, it's bad. It's bad. So she's standing in front of some wedding dresses, and then here comes Riley, and she's going on and on. Oh, we're gonna be friends because I'm marrying Spike. And then later, she's like, "I was just joking, you silly biscuit. I was just joking." Like, what?
I mean, what else?
This guy buys it.
What else is a man to do?
He is real in deep, Tom, if he believes this load of malarkey she's spewing at him.
Yeah, I do think it was pretty good on her part because I
was it?
Well, I like it's kind of believable. Like I think the idea that she's looking at wedding dresses, remove the Spike, remove all the magic, she's just someone looking at wedding dresses. The guy she likes sees her doing that, and she's like, and she'd be like, "Oh crap!" And then it's kind of believable. I think in the show it probably seemed awkward that the guy she liked caught her just staring at wedding dresses.
That is awkward. Like you're not even, here's the thing. They're not even dating. Like you could look at wedding dresses, whatever, but like obviously he is going to make a specific assumption when you're looking at wedding dresses and you two maybe are dating.
I think that might be a leap.
Oh, I have one more question because we haven't talked about the picnic. This is the same episode, right? Where Willow like comes over and just like, I will say Riley was very kind to be like, "No, Willow, join us." But also like, we're on a date, Willow. Like, no offense, but like, get a little lost, you know?
Yeah, this is something that happens after you've been dumped or rejected. You kind of have a phase where you just kind of go around to your friends and you're like, you can tell that you're kind of killing the mood, but like you don't want to be by yourself. You kind of want to hang out with people, but you're like clearly depressed. Yeah.
Poor Willow. So as a result of all of this fucking chicanery, Willow gets summoned by D'Hoffryn, who is the same demon responsible for making Anya a vengeance demon. And they're all like, "Oh my God, he's going to kill her." And it's like, no, he's just gonna offer her a job. Like, he's like, hey, do you want to be a vengeance demon? And she's like, no, I don't think so. And he's like, okay, well, here's my talisman, basically his business card.
Yeah.
Call me if you need me. I'm here anytime. I'm
thought
happy
that
to take
was
you
very
on.
nice. Yeah. It was kind of
It's
like,
always nice being offered a job.
yeah. I mean, I do like how he's essentially a recruiter, a la like an NFL recruiter.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, is this a sports podcast now? What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah, like there's these guys out there that get paid hex of amounts of money, and they're like, I need to find the new talent, right? Like the up and up people. We know who's going to get drafted in the first like 100 spots. We need to find the gold in the 7th round. And he says, I see this talent. It is Willow Rosen something or other. And Rosenberg. I didn't want to like do the wrong Rosen because that's a little, Rosenberg. And then I'm going to draft her and like try to get her on our team. We really need a new vengeance demon on our team. We have the chaos demon. We're good there, but we need a new vengeance demon. Willow seems to be the talent that we are looking for. And she says, thanks, but no thanks. I'm trying to get onto another team. The witches team.
Yep.
The witches team. I don't want to be on the demon team, but thank you for your offer. And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Can you tell I spent the last 3 days watching the NFL draft?
We can. Yeah.
Why?
I mean, because she's married to a football fan.
Well, that's not. Listen, I'm married to a baseball fan, and I can tell you how many baseball games I watch, and it's not a lot.
Yeah, but I actually love my husband. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
We're not allowed to have separate interests.
I'm joking. No, I like the outfits.
Okay, that's fair.
We do get some Anya lore here.
Yes,
she was drafted by this Dahofrin 1100 years ago. So we've got
she's
kind
old.
of
1100.
So
okay.
And she was human before she got turned into a demon.
I didn't know that.
But I thought she said she didn't understand teenage emotions.
Well, it's been 1100 years, Jess.
Oh, okay. She forgot. I mean, girl, I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday, so I'm with you.
Okay, so are we doing like a timeline here?
Yes. So Willow. Oh no, sorry. The timeline on Anya.
Just like the olds, right? Because
so she's older than Angel and Spike.
Way old. Yeah.
So Anya is 1100 years old. How old was Kathy? Wasn't Kathy like 1300 years old?
The roommate? I don't know.
Kathy.
I don't remember Kathy very much.
Kathy might be a little bit older than Anya, but because she was like, I'm something years old. Stop treating me like I'm 900 years old. So I think Kathy.
Yeah, she was old.
Yeah, Kathy, and then Anya. But then we go all the way to Angel, and he's only 200 years old, and we know that Spike is 100 years old, and then Drew must be somewhere in between, and I don't know how old Master is because I lost my stinking like chart.
Daddy Vamps is an icon.
Yeah, Daddy Vamps, and then Darla. But anyway, yeah, I mean, Anya's been around for a hot minute. She was a vengeance demon for a while, so that was good lore. Was there anything else that we learned about Anya?
No, other than this is the Hoffring. I think we've seen the Hoffring before. Anya went to him to be like, hey, turn me back. And he was like, no.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And he's given Willow's amulet. So we'll see if that comes back into play.
Little talisman. I'm very excited for that.
I don't trust it. This bitch is going to make a mistake. She is going to make a deal with the devil. You don't make deals with the devil. It's not very
he's a demon. He's not the devil.
Sorry.
But she says no. And so she's like, what? What did I do? Because he's like, look at all this fun chaos you've created. And she's like, what did I do? So she comes back. And while all this like shenanigans are happening around them, like literally Buffy and Spike are on the ground making out. She breaks the spell and Buffy is like, ugh! Like it was, and Spike is like, ugh! They're both so disturbed by what they were doing. And I was overjoyed because I found it to be absolutely hysterical.
Yep.
I loved it, Tom.
And so I'm guessing by your reaction, you thought they had good kiss chemistry.
Obviously. And now hear me, people. I'm multifaceted. I can both see the chemistry and appreciate the chemistry and not want to hear the lip smacking noises. Okay. I don't need to hear you making out.
Why?
And it was a lot. It was a lot of like, it was just too much. It was way
Why?
because
It was
it's
aggressive.
because it's I may have like undiagnosed, what is it, misophonia or whatever that whatever.
Mhm.
There's a thing where like certain noises I feel like I want to crawl out of my skin. Like I just can't. Like when people chew with their mouth open, like when people slurp soup, like those sorts of noises trigger me. And there's something about making out noises that is also like so disgusting to me.
I don't know why you have to be so mean about it. They're just trying to get their jollies in.
Well, they're not anymore because now they hate each other again.
Man,
While Xander is fighting for his life.
yeah.
So good. So good.
We'll see it again. Smack, smack, slurp, slurp.
And so you're in on Spuffy over Spillo now, Jess, or are you still holding out hope for any
I
of
can't with
Spillo?
Spillo.
Did
Spillo's
appreciate
so cute.
Spillo, but it's hard to compare when like we've now seen Spuffy make out. So like I don't have that point of comparison. All I've seen is Spike try to like bite Willow. And also I will reiterate, Tom, as you said earlier, Spike is the only one that notices that Willow is not doing well.
Yeah, they're good
And-
friends.
I'm
Mhm.
just gonna point that out. I don't know if
Yeah.
anything will happen. I do think if something ever does happen, it will be because Willow does some sort of a spell that backfires on her and turns her like evil for a hot second, which I would also love.
How many times can we? This is my only question. Like, how many times can something backfire or they get possessed and then they are not themselves for one episode?
Unlimited. The limit doesn't exist.
And how soon?
At least
is
once a
that-
season.
At
least
least
once a season.
we're already on like 3 for Buffy or something.
Great.
Is there a world where it gets old?
No,
You don't?
I
Think
love
so?
it.
Okay.
I think it's hilarious. I love it.
It's some of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple of different formulas they have. They have the monster of the week, or they have Willow cast a spell and it goes wrong.
Okay.
Uh,
This is chaos because I love witches, but like if Willow was my friend, I would be like, Willow, why don't you put down the like eye of newt? Like, why don't you like put away the incense? Like, we're gonna take a little breaky poo for a little bit. And she's like, no, sir, I'm going to murder you with my 500 spells. I'm like, no, Willow, like, why don't we just like take a chill pill? Like, I could not be in her circle with her like repeatedly trying to ruin my life with her fucked up magic and her janky ass spells. Like, it's not gonna work out. Like,
Wow.
you need to perfect it. This is why we have rules and regulations. This is why there's a whole ministry of
I mean,
magic.
she doesn't have a watcher or anything, so she really is just doing whatever she wants.
You know what? This is say what you will about Harry Potter and that universe, but at least there was a ministry of magic and there were rules.
and they took all the people who didn't know magic and they put them away from normal people and had
Yeah.
them practice magic on their own. And when they weren't there, they were not allowed to use magic.
Exactly. Rules and regulations.
Wow.
All right.
Yes.
One other thing. And so I'm not going to ask Sarah this because I feel like Sarah may know the answer.
I gotta.
Uh,
I'm gonna go away now. I'm gonna remove myself from the
It's-
video.
No,
Probably.
you can listen. But Jess, so I think you maybe have guessed, but where do you think Willow's going romantically? Like, what do you think her next love interest will be?
What do I
found?
think
what,
her next?
what kind of love interest is it going to be Spike? Is it going to be someone else? Like, what are we looking at for?
I mean, I
another-
definitely think it's something supernatural. I could see it being, oh my God, will they do By Willow? Because I would love By Willow. If By Willow dates a fellow witch, that would be incredible. But if not, maybe she dates like a warlock or like a man witch.
Okay, so
But I would
you're
love
thinking-
By Willow
So you're okay.
or Spike. I'm
Huh.
here for that too. I don't know. I'm completely unspoiled. I have no idea who her next love interest is. Yeah, a by witch situation would be really great for me, I think.
Okay.
Huge fan of that. I don't know if it happens, but I feel like we're missing out on some LGBTQ representation, which isn't surprising considering this is a 90s show. But Dawson's Creek got it eventually, so maybe Buffy could too. Jack.
Jack was
Sarah?
gay the entire time. What are you talking
No,
about?
I'm saying he came in season 2. I'm saying he wasn't in the show from the
Oh.
beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, season 1 of Dawson's Creek was not even a real season, to be honest. It was a short season, and absolutely nothing happened in that season.
I'm just saying that like some 90s shows did adapt and get an LGBTQ member, so I would love that. And yeah, Willow ends the episode by making cookies to make her feel less guilty, and she wears a Speak No Evil t-shirt.
You know what? Those cookies looked really good.
I love a chocolate chip cookie.
I love a chocolate chip cookie.
Mhm.
I love it.
Important.
I think it is the top tier cookie. I love them.
Chocolate
Especially
chip
brown butter. Brown butter.
cookie. Brown butter is the key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
One other thing I
Tom.
will say while doing my Spuffy research, they were saying Spuffy at this point was starting to become popular at the fandom. The Spike Buffy pairing was the number 1 Spike pairing. The number 2 Spike pairing was Spike Xander. So
They were desperate. They were very,
Not
very,
even Spillo? Are you kidding me?
No.
Spander?
no. This is my other theory. I think
Offensive, actually.
people did not like Willow back in the day. I think that Willow
Huh.
could have been a lower ranked character, even below Xander, because
The audacity of you.
that is not my rankings. I'm saying I'm speculating. Let me speculate. Like, you
I
know,
like your
So-
speculation.
and I'll tell
I
you-
don't know. I don't know if it's that they disliked Willow, but again, remember, like there's a lot of people saying Xander has aged badly. Xander was popular.
Yeah. I
Oh.
think that Willow, I think that they unfairly gave Willow a hard time because Willow is kind of like the Miranda of Sex and the City. You know what I mean? We're like, ew, like she's smart and she's kind of annoying.
She's the nerdy character. Like
Yeah.
she's just
And
but I
people
think the
don't
nerdy
like
characters
that.
the nerdy people who watched Buffy loved
Yes, but
Willow.
I'm saying like the normals, but actually, what kind of normal would watch Buffy?
That's what I'm
You know what I
saying.
mean?
Yeah.
Willow,
You can't say
Buff-
anything, Tom.
yeah,
Let
I
it
can't
go.
say anything.
You're not allowed.
She's a
Buffy's
dweeb.
coming.
You know what? It's kind of like all those other times where I said that I wanted to give somebody a swirly. Sometimes I do want to give Willow a swirly.
On that note, we have to talk about Angel because we also watched an Angel episode
Mhm.
and Heroes, and I'm upset.
Completely same tone as the
No,
Buffy
no,
episode.
no.
It
This was bullshit.
Well, it was boring at first, and I was a little bit bored. Okay, so why is it bullshit, Jessica?
Because they killed Doyle, and Doyle was supposed to be a main character, and I was so excited for the Doherty ship. Doherty Coil? I don't know which one, but one of those two. I was in on it.
Never really had a
No,
chance to come up with a name.
I was here for it, okay? And Mr. Porcupine, I was ready for him to like be comfortable with his spikes and
Yeah.
like figure it all out. And then he's like, nah, I'ma just kiss Cordy and then sacrifice myself when we literally had Angel right there and we could have sacrificed him.
We can't sacrifice him.
We
The
should've.
show is called Angel. Now, okay, see,
Name
Jess,
it Doherty.
I am not pressed because I have not seen one character that has died
come
on that show and stayed dead.
That's literally pre-pod before you jumped on. I was talking to Tom and I said, listen, we thought Angel spun off multiple times and he
Yeah.
always found his way back. So I don't think Doyle is dead. Like it's possible
Yeah.
he found a dumbster to slide under, truly.
Okay. I just I don't stay pressed about
I'm
things.
always pressed, Sarah. You know this.
I know. I mean, like the thing is that like, yeah, I like Doyle, but like if he stays dead, that means that Angel, the show, has stakes when Buffy has zero stakes. Well, has a lot of stakes, but has zero stakes, which means
true.
that I might be a smidge more invested in the people in Angel.
Whoa.
Not totally, but like, because that means that people stayed dead. There's 1,000 people that stayed dead or didn't stay dead in Buffy. I'm not pressed about anybody in Buffy. If they die, they come back. If they get staked, they probably have a ring on and don't die. Like nobody dies. You know what I mean?
Not even
But-
Harmony dies.
but
People
Angel-
have died. Like all the
Yeah.
principals.
Oh, what's her face when the neck? Miss Calendar.
Miss
What
Calendar.
Calendar, Miss
Dead. Big
Right.
time dead.
But the thing
Wow.
is that like that could be a good but also she came back in another episode, but in like a dream sense. So like, and same thing with Daddy Vamps. Like,
You mean like
so-
the actor will never be dead because they'll always make an appearance in something.
yeah, like I'm just saying,
Not
like
the actor's dead,
that
you know.
would be an interesting point of separation between Angel and
Sure.
like maybe I'm like feeling like a little like biased, or like I have like a skewed thinking of it because like we thought that Angel died, Angel didn't die, Buffy literally got drowned, didn't die, like you know what I mean? But like if Doyle stays dead, I'm like, oh, that's different. But I am surprised I didn't really I really didn't take it that seriously because I was like, oh, he'll probably be back, but I don't know. Like maybe he is gone, and that is a bummer because I did like him. I did like his porcupineness. We'll never understand truly about him and his
and
bag.
his visions and all that.
We'll never really understand him. I did like the fact that, oh my God, I loved the scene where Cordelia finally finds out that he is half demon. And she's just like, oh my God, she said something so fucking funny. She was just like, she was like, you think that that's what's going to bother me? That's like not even a red flag. Like, she's like, that being a demon is like under being tall. Like
you're short, you're poor.
Yeah. Yes. Like I just love the fact that she's like, demon, okay, if you're short, fuck you. I don't fuck shorts.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't no short kings for me. I thought that was really funny. And I'm like, she like what but also I think he is going to stay dead.
And
because can I just finish my sentence?
Yes,
And then I'll shut the fuck up. I liked it because this is growth opportunity for Cordelia.
I was literally thinking the exact same thing, that like if he does stay dead, or even if he doesn't, even if he comes back later, we've already seen Cordelia progress in terms of who she wants to date, and like realizing that like these old fuddy-duddies like aren't what she's looking for anymore. Like she wants someone a little bit more of substance. I feel like she's always going to end up dating someone who's supernatural. So like the demon thing isn't a big deal for her. And I think like Doyle's death will impact her in a massive way, even if he was only on our show for like 9 episodes. Like the influence on her will be the thing that we'll feel reverberating on the show.
Jessica, I have a question. If you can pick one character that we have seen on Buffy the Vampire Slayer that to cross over to Buffy, who would you pick?
I know the answer immediately.
Tell me.
Drew Lulu.
Oh, Drew Lulu.
I would love to, not only because I truly miss her as a character, but I also feel like her coming back into Angel's orbit would be very interesting when he's Angel, not Angelus. I think that would be really, really fun. What about you? Do you have someone in mind besides Daddy Vamps? No.
Well, the thing is that we know that Oz is somewhere. But also, I don't think like Oz. I don't know. Like
no, but I mean, on a meta level, I feel like we can both be comfortable being like Seth Green had other things he wanted to do. So like, why would he move from Buffy to Angel?
Yeah, right.
But this is like movies, you know. Yes, Tom?
Couple things I want to point out. So I think you said you watched the episode just like earlier today. So
yes, I did.
I'm guessing you didn't have a chance to like rewatch the kiss scene between Cordelia and Doyle.
No.
So the kiss scene, there's something happens during the kiss scene. When they're kissing, there's like a little bit of light that sort of flashes between them.
Excuse me? What does that mean?
Air the footage, Jessica.
I'm gonna find this because keep talking, Tom, because there's light.
We do not own any of the Buffys. We just appreciate it. You know what I mean? If we're gonna play this. I don't know. So there's light. There's a light.
There's a light when they kiss. Hold on. I'm gonna find the kiss scene. Because what the heck does that mean? I thought you were gonna tell me that he like poked her with one of his quills. But you know, what do I know? Okay, hold on. I'm going to share my screen and we shall watch this tiny kiss moment. He has spiky face.
So ugly.
It's before this.
It's before this.
He kisses her before he turns into spiky.
He's so
That's fair. Okay, here we go. Kiss.
Ooh, this is such a good kiss.
Kiss.
Such a good kiss.
Kiss.
I love her pony. Ariana, who?
Here it is.
Oh, purple
Wait,
light.
I didn't.
Okay. There was. What do you mean you didn't see it? Were you watching? Stop looking at her hair. Look at the mouths. Can I tell you the reason I missed it, Tom?
Yeah.
It's because I thought it was a part of the light that was behind them from the orb. Like I didn't. Oh my God, is she pregnant now?
Jessica.
She's gonna have a demon porcupine baby.
That's
So
not how
you will
sex
have to figure out what that is. I'll also say, okay, because you guys have been talking. I'm just gonna say the actor had some issues behind the scenes. So this was I've read differing reports on what happened, but the character is dead. And there's conflict of whether it was entirely planned or whether it was they were having issues with the actor.
You're telling me that this idiot literally had third billing in a show and fucked it up? What was he doing?
Well, he passed away a couple of years later from drug overdose.
No. That's sad.
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
that's really sad. Well, I'm excited to see what the purple light is because I did not notice that on my first watch because I only watch Angel episodes once because I can't be watching two shows twice every week. People, okay?
I watched
3 shows. Make it. I watched Felicity
Angel show, the Angel episode, like a week ago.
Wow, and you remembered a lot, so that's impressive.
Thank you.
Anyway, I liked the episode of Angel beyond the fact that I'm really sad that Doyle is gone. But
this is another thing where you both watch on the Plex, and I believe Plex may have given away some things that are going to happen now.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I truly don't have any idea what you're talking about.
I'm okay. In the know, even though I don't mean to be in the know. That's the thing.
Oh, I do know one thing that Plex spoiled. Plex spoiled one single. No, I don't want to say it in case people are watching for the first time.
Tell me.
I'll tell you after we get off the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So let me get into the feedback we got from Justin. So kind. His opening to this email is so kind. Hello again to my favorite podcast hosts.
Oh,
like huge praise. And also he said favorite with a U. So Justin must be like Canadian or European or something. Sorry, Justin, if that's too much, but I can't help but notice it. Long time no write. I've been following along, eagerly awaiting every upload, anxious to hear your thoughts on season 4. While it's probably not anyone's favorite season, for me anyway, I think it's the season so far with the highest highs and lowest lows of the show. Its good episodes are really good, and its low episodes are low. Looking at you, Beer Bad.
Hey, but was it that bad? She had the
fucking horrible.
I don't know.
Terrible.
But not as bad as the pack or the one with the bugs or the one with the other bugs or the one.
But wasn't there like a brain one that was weird?
Oh, I hate that too. Yeah. Anything that's grody. It wasn't that grody.
Glad to see more season 6ers are coming out of the woodwork to agree with me. Season 6 is my favorite season, mainly because of the drama and overall darkness of it. While everyone else is curling up into a ball depressed, I'm lounging out on a chair in a robe, sipping some Earl Grey tea. Oh, he must be British. As I enjoyably watched through the season. I'm glad to see you both like Anya and can't wait for you to see what's still to come for the Scoobies as a whole. And I can't wait for you to get introduced to my second favorite character literally next episode. Oh, that's exciting. I hope you like them as much as I do. Finally, I'm glad you've come on to the Daddy Giles train. A bit too late, in my opinion, but as I previously commented on one of your videos, just wait until you hear him sing. He's got an orgasmic singing voice. Ew.
My only thing is that this man desperately needs a job. He is unemployed. He's not even fun employed anymore. He's just unemployed.
Truly,
yeah,
he does.
We get on Xander so much, but he's had 5 jobs, all while Giles has not had a single one.
To be fair, I feel like Giles is so close to retirement age, or at least close enough, that he could take a little time off.
Like 40, Jessica.
Jessica.
Closer than Xander is. He could take some time off. Also, I will say, I know I'm harsh on Xander. He's having a great season.
I'm going to say something to you. We are closer to Giles' age than Buffy's age. 1,000%. That
is so sad. It is extremely sad. But no, I agree. But I think Giles has earned like a little bit of time off. Like, I truly don't care if he takes a couple months off. Like,
his brain's about to atrophy. He's like going to get like the summer.
God.
Like he needs a job.
He's hanging out with teenagers though.
I know it's I didn't like it when he showed up at the Bronze with like a cup, and I'm like, Giles, stop. Like, you can't be this guy. Okay, you just can't.
And I think he recognized the smell on Xander's hands because he's hung out at Xander's a couple times.
Okay, the fact that Giles can recognize the smell of fruit roll-ups means he's been hanging out with Xander way too much. It's concerning.
Oh, I should check to see if anybody voted in the poll.
Oh, yes, please update us while I pull up the titles for the next episode of Buffy and Angel. Season 4, episode 10 of Buffy is called Hush. So people are being silenced.
Hush puppies.
Ooh, or hush puppies.
I'm really glad that Adam is watching now, because this was an episode I was going to request that Sarah get Adam to watch before he was watching season 4, because there are some things with sound and music that happen in this episode.
I wonder if like literally people are getting silenced or something, because that would be interesting. And we won't be alone. We will have another one of our favorite librarians, Todd the Librarian, to talk about it. So that will be exciting. And Angel, season 1, episode 10 is titled Parting Gifts. Does like Doyle leave them something? Maybe parting gifts,
like possibly something I pointed out earlier.
Blue light.
Oh, she's pregnant.
No, shut the shh.
Cordelia's having a demon.
Cordelia is going to get the psychic abilities. Oh my god.
You're so right. It's a gift.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited.
That makes perfect sense, because otherwise, like, they'd be totally effed. Like, how are they gonna do the operation or do the investigation stuff without having someone who's a psychic?
It's gonna be so much fun to see Cordelia.
Is she gonna That's So Raven? Is she gonna do like one of the like eye things, or what is her move gonna be?
Carpenter probably was like begging for a special ability. She was just like, please, like Willow gets to be a witch, and Oz gets to be like a werewolf, and Xander gets to be a normie. Like, please, like let me have special abilities too.
Sarah, what's gonna be her psychic face?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just hoping it's like not something super lame.
So that'll be exciting. That's next week. Sarah, do you have any results from the poll?
Maybe her eyes turn blue.
Oh, that would be cool.
Like blue light, and then
or purple, like that purpley color.
And then like hopefully it's just like a little flash so that it's not super awkward. That'd be fun. Yeah, I mean, only 3 people has voted for the poll so far, and I don't like the answer. So
I didn't think you would. No,
it's like 2 people voted for fruit roll-ups, and
were you the one who voted for fruit?
No, Jessica, I'm a professional Buffy the Vampire Slayer podcaster.
I would never put my foot on the scale.
I would never do that, nor would I be online shopping during it, nor would I be like paying attention to 900 other things. Never, ever. But more people will vote, and the fruit by the foot truthers will come out.
Well, glad to hear that I was right, at least so far. Next week we'll be covering Hush, so that's really exciting. Tom, anything else you have going on that you want the people to know about?
No, not much. Big recommendation for anyone who hasn't gone out and seen the vampire movie Sinners in theaters now. Just my favorite movie of the year so far. So I thought,
wow, high praise.
Recommend that for anyone who watches Buffy and likes vampires.
Incredible. Good recommendation. I never see movies, so I'm terrible at giving recommendations. Although I am excited when Megan 2 comes out. I am probably going to go to the theater and see that because it looks ridiculous. Did you see
Megan 1?
Of course I did. I was thrilled to go see it, Tom. You don't even know.
Because Sarah was the one hyping it up, but I don't think Sarah saw it.
Well, okay, so I was hyping it up because I found it hilarious. And
the dance was the best part.
Yeah, and so I did not see it And Jessica saw it like way before me, but I did see it like a couple months ago.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. Like I'm pretty sure Tom to make my husband go and see it, I had to like trade him a movie, I think. I was like, you'll come to the theater and see this with me and I'll go see, I don't know what he wanted to see. I don't know if we actually ever saw the thing he wanted to see. I think he wanted to see one of the Indiana Jones movies and I don't remember seeing that.
That's a big nope for me.
If I did, I definitely don't remember it. Anyway, so go to the movies, go see Sinners. Sarah, you recently guested on a podcast over on War One Podcasts.
Yeah, I was on Veronica Mars.
Yeah, War One Investigations. You donned your detective hat.
Yes. But obviously, I don't have any hot takes with that.
It was a great podcast. Go listen to it. If for nothing else, to hear the debate between for and against sororities and fraternities.
I think like 90% of my friends in this, well, actually in real life too, nobody supports Greek life or has a passion for it like me, and everybody wants it to get dismantled. And I will say to that, no, please.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, in Buffy, the Greek life appears to be a secret military organization. So
it's true. Which, whatever. Find me at the Jess Sterling. I have Talking Shit also happening, and Look for the Light if you're into Schitt's Creek or The Last of Us, respectively. So go check out those podcasts. Follow us at Shit90spod, shit90spod.com. If you want to send in feedback, we always love it. Voicemails, emails, little messages. Leave us 5-star reviews. We will read them on the podcast. Always a joy. Always a pleasure.
Well, we would even slur it. That's how.
We would what?
Nothing.
Okay.
Slur it. Or censor it. Not slur it.
That's why I was trying to figure out what she was talking about. Censor it? Is that what you mean?
Never mind.
Okay. Well, listen to us next time when we'll be back to cover season 4, episode 10 of Buffy. Until then, everyone, here endeth the lesson.
Just ask. Shit 90 shows taught me.
Shit 90 Shows Taught Me was not filmed before a live studio audience.